FTX is a Bahamas-based cryptocurrency exchange founded in 2019 by Sam Bankman-Fried. It was considered to be one of the most stable and respected firms in the crypto industry. That is, until it plunged into crisis in 2022. Don't forget to like the video and stay tuned as we unravel what many are calling the greatest collapse in crypto history. Sam Bankman-Fried, also known by his initials SBF, is a 30-year-old American son of two Stanford law professors who took his MIT education and entrepreneurial skills to the world of finance and became a billionaire. Earlier this year, his net worth peaked at $26 billion. He owned the private jet and multi-million-dollar homes that come with great wealth, graced the cover of Forbes magazine, and donated close to $37 million to several congressional candidates during the last election, most of whom were in the Democratic Party. With his wealth, he even purchased the naming rights to the Miami Heat's arena through the year 2040. Unfortunately, in the aftermath of the fall of the crypto company, Miami-Dade County and the Miami Heat recently announced their plans to rename the FTX arena, and several of the politicians have voiced their plans to return his donations to put distance between themselves and the former tycoon. But where did it all begin? In 2017, Bankman-Fried and his undergraduate friends launched a trading company, Alameda Research, initially investing in a boatload of different cryptos that literally went to zero. The young investors found their footing, and Alameda grew to a staggering height of success. Riding the wave, Bankman-Fried founded FTX in 2019. An abbreviation for Futures Exchange, FTX at its peak grew to over 1 million users, becoming the third largest crypto exchange by volume. Investors were enamored with the futures and options products that it offered. In 2020, it opened on U.S. soil amidst sports sponsorships and an expensive Super Bowl ad. The investing public embraced him. In 2021, he moved the FTX headquarters from Hong Kong to the Bahamas to take advantage of the friendlier crypto regulations and lack of a mandatory quarantine for those arriving to the country. The rapid success of FTX caught the attention of billionaire Binance founder Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, to the point where he even invested in the exchange with plans to build a strategic partnership between the two firms. But then the cracks started to appear. Rumors began to swirl in 2021 that FTX was financially unstable. But to most of the world, at the start of 2022, FTX and its U.S. operations was a crypto giant, standing at a $40 billion valuation. He announced a $2 billion venture fund called FTX Ventures on January 14, 2022. SoftBank, Sequoia Capital, Tiger Global Management, and dozens of other big names had together invested $900 million in FTX the previous year and were still on board. By the summer of 2022, the cracks became larger. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, published a cease and desist letter accusing FTX of making false and misleading claims about FDIC insurance. What were these claims? FTX listed itself on smartasset.com as an FDIC-insured crypto exchange. But it wasn't until then FTX President Brett Harrison tweeted that direct deposits from employers to FTX US were stored in FDIC-insured bank accounts that the corporation took legal action. Upon receiving the cease and desist, Harrison removed the tweet and issued a statement that FTX had not intended to mislead anyone and would gladly work with the FDIC going forward. The following month, he took to Twitter again, this time announcing his plans were to retire from his active position at the exchange, but to continue serving as an advisor. No immediate successor was appointed for Harrison, who had served as the FTX U.S. president since May 2021. Within a month, the cracks in the empire widened to chasms, and Bankman-Fried's financial life began to fall in ruins. Reports circulated that FTX was being investigated for allegedly marketing unregistered securities. A considerable amount of FTX's assets was held in FTT, the exchange token released by FTX. According to the report, there were $5.1 billion worth of FTT tokens in circulation, and Alameda had $3.66 billion in unlocked FTT, $2.16 billion in FTT collateral, and $292 million in locked FTT on its balance sheet. Simply put, Alameda was trading billions of dollars from unsuspecting FTX customers' accounts and leveraging the exchange's token as collateral. The company failed to calculate just how much cash it needed to keep on hand whenever its customers wanted to cash out. Bankman-Fried was compelled to make a $580 million capital call that it lacked the resources to cover. Even several of its employees had no idea that FTX did not have the money to match customer withdrawals. Binance's CZ made a drastic move and finalized its decision to sell off its FTT holdings worth $2 billion. But CZ stated that the sale would be done over a period of months to soften the market impact. As news of his decision spread, investors panicked. In just 72 hours, a massive market sell-off totaled a whopping $6 billion in withdrawals. It was announced that the FTX Ventures website would be taken down. Customers visiting the site now saw a bright red banner warning them that the exchange had halted withdrawals. FTX is currently unable to process withdrawals. We strongly advise against depositing, the message read. As a result of investor panic, in just a few short days, FTX dropped from a $32 billion valuation to filing bankruptcy. The most high-profile collapse in cryptocurrency in recent years was caused by a rescue agreement that broke down with Binance. CZ publicly announced his plans to acquire FTX, but was soon accused of shorting FTT. But he withdrew the offer after taking a look at FTX's books. He then announced a halt on all deposits of FTT tokens on its platform. Tiger Global Management, the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, SoftBank Group, and Sequoia Capital are among the investors who stand to lose hundreds of millions of dollars as a result of their investments in FTX. On November 9th, Sequoia Capital wrote down its equity in FTX to zero, incurring a loss of almost $214 million. In a letter to investors, Sequoia assured them that its holding in FTX was a modest portion of its overall holdings. The Ontario Teachers Pension Plan issued a statement that was comparable. So, what do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Were Bankman-Fried's actions criminal or just par for the course? Some employees have issued statements on the promise of anonymity that they invested their life savings in the company. Were all of them unaware? Having lost billions of dollars of its clients' money, engaging in practices that now are being investigated by both the SEC and the Justice Department, what will he say to explain his decisions? When will the public get more than a few cryptic tweets from him? Some say that he jetted to his home in the Bahamas, anywhere that he does not have to face U.S. extradition. What will be the final fallout? Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be updated on our latest videos.